Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna tackle on a interesting shoulder, and in fact, this is one of the first sessions that we worked with Taylor. She is a bodybuilder going into her bikini show, and so what we're doing is we're first acquainting with the body. In a while, we have not worked with her in quite a bit. We worked with her husband, which is the crunchiest IT band, the video that you might have seen, and if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's a very crunchy IT band, one of the world's crunchiest, I would assume, because it is just so crazy. But what we're doing right here is we are warming up the tissue, relaxing the area, so that way we can get deeper and deeper into some of the structures. So whenever I'm working, I'm also not only just warming up the area, but palpating, making notes, and seeing where the tension is pulling from and what I feel. So I felt that there was a tension right here on the rhomboid area, and so I'm adjusting my angles, and sometimes I adjust it due to the fact that I want you guys to be able to see a little bit more detailed, to better get what I feel, because sometimes people don't really see what exactly I feel on my end. So we are polishing through right here, and we're gonna adjust the arm, and when we're adjusting the arm, we are flexing out the shoulder. The different areas that you move the arm will flex the shoulder in different positions, and this allows us to work different areas a little bit more tense, or tenser, I guess you could say. But by moving the arm in different positions, we can get deeper and deeper into the shoulder blade. And again, changing the angle so that way you can see how it's pulling on that rhomboid, and how the erector spinae, when I go up, you can really feel it, or you can really see it and see what I feel. That's what I mean. Digging underneath the scapula, working the subscapularis partially, not fully. I find that if you want to work the subscapularis more, you typically go through the armpit and then work through the scapula, through the front of the scapula, which is the shoulder blade, through the armpit, and that's a really awesome area to really detail. And again, we're changing the angle again, so that way you can see that I trace that tension from the middle of the shoulder blade up into the trap. Right there, it started to loosen up. And we're just slowly working. The tension in the shoulder isn't very crazy, so we're working a lot more lighter in this session. Right here, we're working the erector spinae and tracing upwards through the shoulder and up into the traps. I'm trying to attempt to do a form of Rainer, and Rainer is where I basically make a band with my fingertips, and we're just banding over the area. So with my thumb, I find where that tension's at, and then I'm just moving it back and forth. And as the shoulder begins to relax more and more, I will begin to work bilaterally. And I'm working bilaterally from the trap and the lat to give the shoulder blade the most relaxation possible. Now, as we continue, we begin to polish the area again, and continue to look and make sure that the area is feeling much better. polishing in. So then, what do? Readjust the angle of the arm so that way we make sure that the next portion feels good. Once we get the clarification and the feel that it's more relaxed, we can then proceed to the next side. Now on this side, you can tell that there is a lot more tension through this trap. And when I trace the tension from the whole trapezius area, the rhomboids, I trace it all the way here into the lat. Almost as if it's pulling on the serratus anterior and even the teres major and minor, and even on the upper trap. So, camera angle adjusts so that way we can see just how much tension there truly is in the lat. And it's pulling all the way down, and not just staying there, but almost as if it's pulling on the rib cage as well. My apologies for the dogs in the background. But you can definitely see how it's banding, and that densification is going to cause a lot of tension to the movement of the shoulder. And during prep, the more restriction you have like that, the more problems it can cause and more injuries that it can also make prevalent. If it were gliding the way that it should and there was no hyaluronic acid buildup, the fascia would just flow evenly. But because there's so much tension in this area, having it softened up, loosen up, it'll help that glide, and that'll help the athlete perform greater and have greater results. And that is the goal, to play our part, to assist, and to help them get to that next level that they want to get to. So what we did is we used the 10 unit to soften up the area. It's precision vibration. And then we're using the heated scraper. Now this thing gets really hot. It feels as if it's a portable hot stone. If you ever had a hot stone, you know what that feels like. But it's a hot stone with a scraper. So as a massage therapist, it's an amazing tool that I would almost say is essential for anyone who's a massage therapist. Anybody who's doing soft tissue manipulation. It makes such a world of a difference. And again, what I'm doing is I'm putting pressure on the opposite portion of the muscle belly, so that way the muscle belly doesn't move so much. By me applying pressure upwards, the muscle belly is less likely to move around. And I did a trace, and I could actually feel how it pulled all the way around to the rhomboids, up into the trap area, and all the way down into the shoulder, which is that teres major and minor. Relaxing it all the way through and just feeling the tissue. Mobilizing the scapula like I did earlier really helps to just dynamically change the tissue, because it's so static with all the work, that we add a dynamic movement like that, and it helps to alleviate a lot of tension and pressure. And just like the upper back being tight, it can pull not only there, but into that lower back. And this whole area is just starting to just melt away. And so we're just trying to just relax the tissue. We heard audible densification in the shoulder, and then the audible cue actually went away. And now what we're doing is we are using Tuxen therapy. And Tuxen therapy is these little rhythmic taps that help the body get into a parasympathetic state, and it really takes away a lot of the tension in a matter of seconds. What I'm doing is I'm moving and watching for my visual cues, feeling the tissue through the wood, and that lets me know how much I need to trace, how much I need to follow, and that rhomboid area is looking really, really nice. Much more looser. Even in the lat, we're seeing such a great relief. And when I felt that feeling of the band over the lat, I knew that I had to do some Tuxen therapy to that as well. Let's go ahead and give it another feel, and it's feeling a lot more looser. Is this something that we're going to get done in one session all the time? Not necessarily. But does it help to do this? Absolutely. And right into that rib cage where I felt it banding. Now I know that feels super good, and look at that. You can see the results. There's almost no banding now. And the skin is just melting with the pressure of the hand. The rear delt is so relaxed. You could kind of get why a bodybuilder would want this type of work. Bikini is one league, and there's many different ones, and they all play their own part. You have physique, and you have wellness. And I believe they just opened up a new string of line of competitors called Fit Model as well. It's very interesting how bodybuilding has its different categories, but they're all considered still bodybuilding. And you need your body to be functional to get to that optimal level, so that way you can bring your best whenever you have to showcase. Now, to finalize, I like to use Butcher Balm. My buddy Brett Wilkins, this is his brand. He gave me some. Absolutely loved it. It has BPC 157, QD 500, and it has transdermal ointments in it to help it get absorbed by the body better. I found relief by just putting it on my hands. I'll feel relief down into my feet whenever I'm in an airport. And I get really, really tired. My feet start to get really, really tense. I'll just put some ointment in my hands, my arms. My back will feel better, and my legs will feel better. Really impressed with this. And I love it when I massage with it because it's not oily and it doesn't evaporate immediately. And also, the clients get to feel the long-lasting cooling effect of the menthol that's present. Really, really love this product. Once again, I'm John of GreaterTherapeutics. Please like, subscribe, share, and let me know in the comment section if there's anything I can do to improve these videos and make it even greater.